So how do you balance argumentation with what we're talking about, what the Bible says about Christian love or gentleness?
Oh, well, I think there's no inconsistency at all between treating a person with respect and gentleness and disagreeing vigorously with his arguments. And that will be my approach tonight. You will not hear any ad hominem attacks from my side this evening. I'm going to focus just entirely on the arguments and claim that the case for Christian theism is superior to that of the case for atheism. For me, it has no personal element at all. So I see no incompatibility there at all about arguing about these things. It seems to me that on an atheistic view, human beings are just, as Mr. Hitchens likes to put it, imperfectly evolved primates. And the sense of morality that we have is just a socio-biological byproduct of the evolutionary process. Just as in a troop of baboons, you will see cooperative behavior and even altruistic behavior because natural selection has determined this to be advantageous in the struggle for survival. So among their primate cousins, Homo sapiens, there has evolved a sort of herd morality that is effective in the propagation of our species. But on naturalism, I don't see anything about Homo sapiens that makes this morality objectively true. It seems to me that it is just an ingrained behavioral pattern that is the result of sociological conditioning and biological evolution. And therefore, the person who flouts the herd morality is doing nothing more seriously than acting unfashionably. He's like the person who wants to go through the traffic light on red and stop on the green, or who wants to belch loudly during the at the dinner table. He's acting contrary to the conventional rules of society, but not doing anything absolutely morally wrong. And so it seems to me that on a naturalistic view, there really isn't any foundation for affirming objective moral values and duties. But I think that in moral experience, we do apprehend objective morals and duties. Mr. Hitchens himself will often denounce in the most vehement terms religious intolerance, persecution, dogmatism, violence, and so forth. All of these are moral judgments. But it's difficult for me to see what basis exists for these sorts of moral judgments on a naturalistic worldview. So that's basically the argument. The way Mr. Hitchens usually responds to this in his other debates is by misconstruing it as a claim that in order to live a good and decent life, you have to believe in God. And then he will become very indignant and say, of course atheists can live good lives. It's often the religious who live wicked lives. And that may be very true, but it's quite irrelevant to the argument. The argument is not about whether you need to believe in God to live a moral life. That is not the issue. The question is, what is the foundation in reality for moral values and duties? And it's very difficult, I think, on naturalism to see that there would be any sort of foundation for those kinds of moral facts.
Well, I've only had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Craig once. We were on a panel together at the Christian Book Expo in Dallas the other day. But it was a large and unwieldy panel, so I didn't get a sense of his form. But I can tell you that my brothers and sisters and co-thinkers in the unbelieving community take him very seriously. He's thought of as a very tough guy, very rigorous, very scholarly, very formidable. And I say that without reserve. I mean, I don't say it because I'm here. Normally I don't get people saying, good luck tonight, kind of thing, and don't let us down, but with him I do. So I should be lowballing this, shouldn't I? Well, I'm going to be saying some of this tonight, I'm sure, so don't let me repeat myself too much, but I would not say atheism was a morally superior position. Not morally inferior, certainly, not necessarily, not to even one degree, but superior I'm not sure. But sometimes I think, look, we who don't believe, have no faith, have to face conclusions that we are not very happy with. And I don't look forward to my own annihilation. because I can't persuade myself of it after that. I'm not glad of the conclusion. But at least you can acquit me on one charge. I'm not practicing wishful thinking. I'm not believing in something because I hope it's true. I think that the objective evidence must be regnant in this. And I don't think it's fair to say that a materialist worldview means that one doesn't have ethics, compassion, solidarity, whatever you want to call it. Now, any more, sorry, because there's a corollary to that, any more than the belief in a supreme being means that someone is more inclined to deal in moral absolutes or be a moral person. There's absolutely no evidence for that, I think.